What's going on, YouTube? Team G Sale back with another pickup video. It's been a couple weeks. I've been really busy. Last week, I didn't really get any pickups done. As some of you know, I'm a teacher, so we had parent-teacher interviews, which means I'm staying late almost every day and never got around to going in any thrift stores. So I decided just to wait 2 weeks and do a big compilation. I actually had the opportunity to do another convention this weekend on Sunday, and there wasn't very many video game or collectible sales. There was mostly comic books, so I actually didn't buy anything there. However, I used the profits from some sales, and I did some big trades this weekend and picked up some awesome retro stuff to add to the collection. So really looking forward to sharing it with you. So as usual, we will always start with non-video game pickups. This week I had one cassette tape. I found it at Value Village for $1, and that is the Wayne's World cassette tape.
Excellent.
Dang.
And this is actually a great cassette tape. It's got some really awesome songs on it. The problem is I already own it. Again, I mentioned this problem last week. I'm continually buying doubles, and I made it a goal this weekend to actually catalog my cassette tape collection so that I don't do this in the future, because I probably can't resell this. Maybe I'll get my buck back. It's hard to say. I got one book this week, and Neil actually picked this up for me. I've been doing very little thrifting, but Neil has been doing a ton of thrifting, and he's been messaging me, with things that he thinks I might like, and he found a bunch of stuff for me this week. The first one was this Garfield book. And this is Garfield Loses His Feet. I've showed these before. These are awesome little comic strip books. This one's black and white. There are colored ones. So again, add this to the Garfield collection for $1. It was worth it. I got a lot of board games this week, more board games than I've had in a very, very long time. And most of them Neil picked up for me, but I did get a couple of them. The first one was a 3M bookcase game. See if the price is there. Yeah, it's right there. It was $7.99 at Value Village. I had a $2 off coupon because we donated a ton of stuff lately. So I actually got this for $5. And this is like I said, a 3M game called Ploy. Now, I'm not into these games. They're a little old. They have the little side that they call them bookcase games because they look like a book and they look kind of cool on your shelf. Definitely little cool things to pick up. They come out in these nice little holders here, and the pieces are all nicely in the sides. This game was actually missing one piece, which I didn't realize at the store. It's not a huge deal, but this one I'll probably just throw it with my other 3M bookcase games. That's kind of it for that one. This is one Neil picked up for me. He messaged me and asked if I wanted it. It was $3.99 at Value Village. And this is a Ravensburger game called Midnight Party. It's a cool little game. It's got some really interesting pieces. Unfortunately, it is missing one yellow character, so it is a little bit incomplete. eBay sold listings for this game are around $30 to $35. And as usual, I will be posting the prices for everything right up here in the corner. So definitely take a look and see. But some of these board games I got this week have some value. This one I found at Value Village. I was actually with Neil a couple weeks ago. The name caught me right off the hop. I'm seeing where the sticker is on here. There it is. $4.99 at Value Village. And this is Shark Attack Bowling. Now, I own Shark Attack, and I own Travel Shark Attack, but this one I've never seen. And I did some searching. There was only one sold listing. The actual listings just had some loose pieces for it, but it's basically a game you play on the floor. You'd set up these large plastic fish pieces, and then the shark would motorized. It would go around the floor and knock them over. Don't anticipate I'm going to play this one. Maybe the kids will, but cool vintage game. Why not? I found this one actually at Value Village. A lot of these are Value Village pickups. This one was $4.99, and I've seen this one before. There's actually a guy here on Kijiji who's asking a ton of money for this game. And this is 1, 2, 3 Ready, Set, Spaghetti. It's a vintage Milton Bradley game. Let's see if the lighting's not the greatest here. I apologize for that today. There you go. And it's a complete, kind of a cool looking game. It's got some ripped corners here. The box is in kind of rough shape. But for the price I got it for, it was worth it. And I'm 100% sure I had a $2 off coupon for this one too, so it actually worked out to $3 instead of $5. So not a bad deal. These last two of them Neil got for me. This is one of them. Value Village again, $6.99. This one Neil had it, so he didn't have any coupons. So unfortunately, this was $7. And this is a game called Telephone Tag. It's a 90s play toy industry games. Got it for and it is complete, I should say, and it's actually in really good shape. And the sold listings are actually quite high in this game. This is kind of like a Dream Phone game, but just with some slight modifications to it. This one I found, and I've been looking for this game for a while. I was luckily able to find this on Kijiji. The guy had a huge pile of games, all $5. This one was on there. I'm surprised he still had it because I waited quite a while to go get it to him. And this is Electronic Mall Madness. This has been a game on my list. The vintage copies are hard to find. There's a modern Hannah Montana one that's very easy to find. And there's also another modern one. The vintage ones are very hard to find. This is 100% complete. It's in very good shape. And it goes for about $50 on eBay. So very happy to pick that one up for the collection.
I'm mad about shopping! You're mad about Mall Madness! Catch the madness, it's Mall Madness!
Attention mall shoppers.
It's Mall Madness, the talking shop till you drop game.
Sale at the Fashion Boutique.
Catch the madness, it's Mall Madness!
I love my own credit card.
It's Mall Madness!
No deposits,
Take $100.
all withdrawals.
Catch the madness, it's
First out of the mall with all their stuff wins.
I was born to shop.
It's Mall Madness!
And the last board game today is huge, so I'm going to have to reach over and grab it here. And Neil found this one for me at, I thought he said it was value. Oh no, Salvation Army. There's the sticker there. It's hard to see it because Salvation Army puts the tiniest stickers. It was $5.99. Again, kind of hard to see. I've wanted this one for a long time too. This is a Milton Bradley game called Ask Xandar.
Ask him! Ask Xandar! Xandar, am I going to the prom with a geek? Please say no.
Excellent chance.
You're going to the prom with a geek? Okay, my turn. Do I have a secret admirer?
Absolutely.
He knows everything.
Ask Xandar. Wave your hand and he speaks. Guess what he predicts, and the winner gets the special fortune read.
You will get a phone call about this.
Ask Xandar, the talking wizard game.
Definitely.
Comes in like the largest box ever. It is 100% complete, and the wizard. I've seen this game a few times, but the talking wizard is always missing from it. This one had it, and it was actually still in bubble wrap. So this is an awesome game, very collectible, holds good value on eBay as well. And for the price, very happy to add it. So thanks, Neil, a lot for all of those awesome pickups this week. I'm really happy to get some of those board games in the collection. I'm at the point now with my board game collection where I'm only really getting games that are kind of on my list of things to get. I'm not just getting random games anymore. So, these ones were all kind of ones I was looking for or didn't know existed, with the exception of Ploy. That's it for non-video game pickups. So let's just jump right into video game pickups, and there is quite a few this week. First up, in the town I live in has a little online buy and sell, and this woman had this for $10, and it was up there for a week, and I asked her if she'd take 5, and she said yeah. This is an Atari Flashback Volume 2. So it's in the box. These things are kind of cool. For $5, I'll pick it up. It's got 20 games on it. It's essentially just a controller. I can open it up here. She had everything kind of in the pocket. It's essentially just a controller that you plug in, a plug and play essentially. But it was boxed, so for $5, I thought, why not add it to the collection? So that's the Atari Flashback. Okay, there's a lot of other games here, and I'm just going to sort of go through these one at a time. I went to Pawn Traders last week, my favorite pawn shop, and I asked the guy, you have anything new? And he goes, I just got an Xbox with 60 games. And I didn't have this one, and I was really shocked. And this is Namco Museum Virtual Arcade. And it actually goes for about $15 to $20. It's not a bad value game, and it's complete in the case. And I said, what do you want for it? He goes, give me $1. And I was kind of in a joking tone. And I said, yeah, sure. So I threw $1 at him. Kind of funny because I went back there a week later and thought, hey, if he's going to give me dollar games now, if we're at that point of our friendship, maybe I can get some of these other games for $1. So they have a big wall of $5 games. I said, what's the best price you can do on these games if I wanted to buy like a whole bunch of them just to fill up my collections for Xbox and stuff like that? And he goes, $3. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we're not doing dollar games anymore. But who cares? I got that for $1. Neil found one game for me this week, and that was, and I thought that there were more of these. It was like one of these confusing wee ones. It was the last Cabela's game, thank God, because I hated looking at Cabela's games. And it's Cabela's North American Adventures. Now, in my list, it's a 2011, so I assumed that I had one, and this was like a different one. And Neil went to Value Village. He saw it there for $2.99, and it's complete in the case. And now I can knock all the Cabela's games off my list. Thank God. I was tired of those. Okay, this one picked up pretty recently. This is $5.99 at Value Village. I had a $2 off coupon, so I got it for $4. And this one was Endless Ocean for the Wii. Now, I have Endless Ocean Blue World, but I had been looking for Endless Ocean for quite some time, and finally added it to the collection, and it is complete. I see it all the time, but for some reason people always ask more money for it. It's just a Nintendo branded game. I've never tried this one. I'm gonna have to play it. Okay, I had a big one this week. This one was pretty awesome. A while back, a guy messaged me, and I have a list of about 10 Wii games that are considered rare, uncommon, that I don't own. This is one of them. I've seen it before, but it's always high priced. In fact, it actually has the Video Game Store game sticker on it still, and it was $45 when whoever bought this. And he says, a while back, about 6 months ago, he has this, and he goes, I'd be willing to trade, but he wanted stuff I didn't have. So we never made the trade. He messages me this week, and he says, you still living in this town? And I said, yeah. And he said, there's someone in the buy and sell there who's got a comic book I need. And if you buy it from me, I'll trade you for this game. The guy was asking $25 for the comic book. We actually agreed on $20, and I delivered it to his house, and I ended up getting a really uncommon game that I'm happy to add to the collection, and that is the Oregon Trail. So very, very happy to get this, and you can see the original game stickers right on there. Oops, sorry, wrong side. $45, and it is complete in the case, and it cost me $20. So I don't normally like paying $20 for Wii games, but this is one of the rare ones I still need. I wouldn't say it's rare, it's not one you see sitting around all the time. Okay, the rest of these games, most of them have kind of a story behind them. So after the game convention, I was a little down on myself because we didn't really make too much money, and I didn't really buy anything there cool for the collection. And I had about 20 NES games that I hadn't sold and a few PS2 games. And I said, Neil and I said, why don't we just go to P&P, trade them in, see what we get. So I went down there. And remember, I had got these NES games a while back on my videos for $1.50 a game, and I was trying to sell them for $4 at conventions. They were giving me $8 for some of them, $4 for some of them, so I was making really good trade credit. And after everything added up, I had $140 in trade credit, and I was like, wow, that's pretty good. Considering I added up that after everything was said and done, I had $25 into this lot of games. So for $20, or sorry, I think I said $30, and it was $10 a game. I got these 3 games, and they're all Super Nintendo games that I want to beef up my collection. And the first one is Lufia. So I was really excited to get Lufia in the collection. It's actually a game I have played and do enjoy. I've been emulating it, but now I have an actual copy of it. The Lost Vikings for Super Nintendo. And last but not least, one game that I absolutely love. The label is a little bit rough on this one, but this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. Love the arcade as a kid, love the game, and glad to have it back in the collection. $10 each for those is a steal. Those are most of them going for quite a bit higher than that price, except for maybe the Lost Vikings. Very excited to add those to the collection. And they said, because you spent so much, even though it's technically trade, I had all these points, so I got $10 off. So I said, well, you know what? Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, it was because their Black Friday sale, it was buy two, get one free. So essentially, I ended up getting one of these was free. It didn't matter because I believe they were all the same price. So that was awesome. And so the woman goes, yeah, you have $10 trade credit or points that you can use for your next purchase. And I went and looked at the Wii, and they actually had a game that I needed. And the game that I needed was for the Wii. It was Go Vacation. It's a Konami game, and they actually had, Bandai, and they actually had it at $10, and I would never have spent 10 on this game otherwise, but because I had $10 off, I thought, hey, I'll get it, and it is complete. So I go up to Paige, she goes, actually, it has to be more than $10. You have to spend more than 10 to get the 10, and this was $9.95, so I'm like, you know what, whatever, I'll go and buy a DS game or something I need. So I went over to the rack, and I grabbed this game, which is 101 Explosive Mega Mix. It's an Atlas game, but it's very common, and it's $4.95, so I grabbed this one. I believe it's complete. Yep, complete in the case. And then she says, oh, it is buy two, get one free, so if you want to go grab one more for free, you can. And I was kind of rushing at this point because I had to go make a pickup for the last thing I'm going to show you. So I just went and quickly grabbed this one because it looked very random. Feel the Magic XYXX for the DS. So this one was free because I bought two, got one free. And there we go. Now, last pickup of the week was a very interesting one. It was on Kijiji for $35. Messaged the guy right away, said, would you take 30? He said, absolutely. We made an arrangement to pick it up. I picked it up right after P&P and after the convention. It was an Atari lot. Now, I have a lot of Atari stuff already, but there were 6 games in here I didn't own. And I have a sale lined up already for the Atari with the remaining games for $30. So I'm making my money back, and I'm getting all these games for free. So first thing is, I'm not going to show it all because it's kind of a lot here, but it was an Atari 2600 Junior console. It has all the cords, the hookups. It has a Star Raiders remote and 2 paddles. So got that, and that works too. I tested it out. The guy said in his ad that it was a little fuzzy, but I got it working no problem. So that was awesome. And then the games. Now, I'm not going to do individual values here because it's a lot of games. But I'm going to show you the games that I needed that I'm actually adding to the collection, and then I'll just kind of randomly flip through the other ones that I'm going to be trading. So here's the ones that I'm adding to the collection. There's actually more than 6. Tron Deadly Discs. Surprisingly, didn't have this one. And Space Attack. Again, really surprised I didn't have this one too. Centipede. Again, kind of shocked this one wasn't in my 2600 collection, considering I have like 150 games for it. Solaris. That looks upside down. My apologies. Solaris. Gravitar. This one was the one I saw in his ad that I didn't know what it was because it didn't have a title on it because it was on the side, but this is Time Warp. And some of these Atari games, if they don't have titles on the front, they can be kind of uncommon. This one I was shocked I didn't have either. It's Donkey Kong Jr. Thought I had this one. And the last one, which caught my eye, was Taz. Again, I don't have this one. Not uncommon or nothing, but either way, Taz. Now, those are the ones I'm adding to the collection. These are the ones that are just going to be selling in that lot. So Vanguard, Ms. Pac-Man, Venture, Joust, Battlezone, and Yar's Revenge. These are all doubles for me. Most of these are incredibly common. Star Raiders with the controller. Midnight Magic. And I got one more row here. I hate these ones here. They're so hard to store. Armor Ambush. Like when you have them on your shelf, they don't fit right. Football. And Astro Blast. All of those I already own. Almost done here. Defender. Oh, E.T. And Asteroids. Some really quality games here, actually. Like, just fun stuff to play. If this woman just, she saw me at a convention a while back and I had an Atari set up for kids to play, and she wanted one again, and she was super excited about getting one. Missile Command. Moon Patrol. And last but not least, Galaxian. Now, at the show, Neil and I were set up there, and he had this game there. He's had it for multiple shows now. It never gets any interest whatsoever. And at the end of the show, I had mentioned it to him a number of times that I had it, or that I needed it, and he just goes, "Here, take it. I don't care. No one's buying it anyway." So this one also to the collection, and it is Mario Brothers. Surprisingly, I didn't own it for the Atari, and it actually came with a manual, which I don't really care about. I don't collect manuals for Atari, but whatever. Obviously, he wasn't going to separate it. So, at the end of the day, very, very good pickups today. Extremely happy. I will post at the bottom of the screen here the total I spent and the total value of each one. This is a big one for me. I think it's over $600 of value that I got in here, and really excited. As usual, if you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button right up in the corner here. I want to get to 200 so I can do a second giveaway, and it's going to be at least a $30 game I'm giving away this time. So pretty excited about that. And if you are on Instagram, follow me at Team G Sale below here. And this is kind of an awesome week for me just because I was at a show a while back, the same show with the woman with the Atari I was talking about. And there was a guy who came by and he was checking out my booth, and he was asking me a lot of questions just about like my collection, games, like everything. And then at the end, he had mentioned that he was a producer for CBC News, and he was interested in maybe doing a story on this. So I gave him my email, and I never heard nothing. And then last week he emailed me saying he wanted to come by and check out my collection and do a story. So he's actually coming today. So I may be posting links next time to that show, whether it appears on radio or TV. Kind of excited because this is kind of cool. So yeah, we'll keep tabs on that and see how it goes. But once again, thanks for checking in, and have an awesome weekend, and we'll see you again. Bye now.